Hello and good evening, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to tonight's live stream broadcast. It's Greater St. Helens League 2A football action. The visiting Washougal Panthers taking on the Mark Morris Monarchs here in just a few minutes' time. Good to have you with us. Nick Sisson here on behalf of N2 Media, welcoming you to tonight's critical league matchup here, especially for the Mark Morris side. Mark Morris comes into the ballgame 0-3 on the season, having played some tough opposition along the way. And Washougal, a leg up on everybody in league competition, 1-0, 2-1 overall. Last week, that league win coming at the expense of the Woodland Beavers. And Woodland already a loss in the league competition, and you know they've won the league the last two seasons, so Washougal already out in front of everybody, saying that they are going to be possibly the team to take home the first place trophy in the GSHL this season amongst other competitors. These Mark Morris Monarchs, just one league loss doesn't mean anything if you're able to recover and start winning some ball games. It only takes one to get on a roll. And it looks like that the toss was won by Washougal as the captains are out at the middle of the field right now. But a big game here for both of these squads. Mark Morris with a high-powered offense and trying to kind of find which version of the high power they want to be between running the football and passing the football. They got a couple of young quarterbacks that we're probably going to see here tonight in sophomore Hunter Nelson and freshman Aaron Ibarreta. Fans, again, like to welcome you to tonight's ball game. We do have a live stream chat section, so feel free to type in your thoughts, prayers, hopes, dreams, where you're watching from, who you're rooting for. We are just about set for kickoff here between Mark Morris and Washougal. Washougal wearing white tops and black bottoms and orange numbers. Mark Morris wearing the Columbia blue and white pants, white helmets, and it's going to be Washougal kicking off. The defense will take the field, and we'll have defensive starters for Washougal at the conclusion of the kickoff. Back deep for the Monarchs is number 8, Hunter Nelson, and number 2, Luke Bilger. Kicking off for the Panthers will be Grant Cowart, 6-foot senior. And a low squibber taking on a hop. And this is Nelson. Nelson turns the corner at the 35, gets beyond the 40, and he is brought down. Good return there by Hunter Nelson, and good field position for the Monarchs. And the freshman Aaron Ibarreta is the first quarterback of the ball game here for Mark Morris, as he will come out in a pistol set, wide receivers to each side, and he's got 2 backs in the backfield, and it's a long fake, and then it's a pitch to the outside. It is brought in, but reading the play and into the backfield is Travis Lundberg. Lundberg, a major problem on the defensive side for Washougal, number 32. We're going to be calling his name and number a lot tonight. And he's rocking the old school warm-up here tonight. He's got the jersey pulled down right now, but earlier he was rocking the practice belly shirt, you know, like they used to do in the old 90s college football era. Big pads and belly shirts were the thing. Second down and 13. And we've got 4 wide receivers, motion out of the backfield, and a screen ball set up, and it's complete in a little bit of space after the reception is made. A tackle down at the 50-yard line, but Decker Bartel takes that screen ball and turns it into a positive gain of about 10. It'll be 3rd down and 2. Third down and 2. And it's a handoff off to the right side, and first down yardage on that carry. Ball carrier number 5, Kevin Hernandez Ruiz, and it's a Monarchs first down. And the Monarchs huddling up here ahead of that first down. Got to get the score graphic finally ready to go here. And it's a quarterback draw off the left side. A huge hit there. Good gain on the play, but at what cost? Casey Crosby, number 14, comes in and thumps Ibarreta after the carry. Just underway here at Longview Memorial Stadium. 9:07 to go. And a 2nd down and 6 is an option. And it's pitched, and it's to nobody on the ground. And it's still loose. And it's still loose. And the Monarchs dive on it. The Panthers let a golden opportunity slip through their fingertips. But still, major impact on the lost yardage. It's going to be a loss of about 10 now and bring up a 3rd and 16. Ibarreta looking to run that speed option out there to the far side, but was unable to find the running back. Good play design. They got it marked at 3rd and 18 here at the stadium. The bottom line is that the Monarchs need the 35-yard line. And they've got trips to the near side. It's an empty formation, 2 to the far side. So no back, and we have a stoppage at 8:03 to go. And delay of game called against Mark Morris. So they're going to go 5 yards back. And it'll be 3rd down and 23 after the penalty. Now the clock under 8 minutes, and the defensive line shifts back towards the near side, empty formation, and Ibarreta back to pass, pumps, being chased, and just kind of throws it up, and Decker Bartel is not able to haul it in. They're going to rule this incomplete, and it'll be a punting situation here for Mark Morris. So a good first down into Washougal territory, and a decent first down gain, getting Mark Morris near the 40-yard line was about all that the Monarchs could come up with after a tough play on 2nd down. And a low kick angled towards the far sideline, and it is out of bounds. Not too far up the field, but they're going to say the 30 is where that ball went out, and Washougal will have their first possession of the ball game. Again, fans, Nick Sisson here on behalf of N2 Media saying thank you so much for being with us. And again, be sure to use that comment section to type in what's on your mind. Jason Dodge is here watching, and he says Lumberg likes his TPS reports, and that is accurate. Lumberg very much does, and he's going to need you to come into work possibly on Sunday too. So we've got a stack formation, 3 wide receivers in a line on the hashes near side as the Panthers come out. And it's a handoff going far side and a nice stutter step after a first down carry by number 8, Royce Jones. He's going to rip off a nice gain for the Panthers. I promised you guys defensive starters for Washougal a while back, and I hate to say it, but I'm getting old and I forgot. So we're going to rewind it. Those defensive starters were Parker Cherry, Royce Jones, Thane Sanders, Casey Crosby, Michael Camp, DeAndre Goodell, Grady Sharp, Travis Lundberg, Luca Phillips, Michael Jenne, and Grant Johnson. First and 10 for the Panthers. And it's a handoff up the middle, and the Monarchs can't get the ball carrier to the ground, and now breaking it out to the near side. Jones hits an extra level of speed, and he is all the way into Mark Morris territory, marked out at the 30. That is a nice run there, and the Monarchs had a chance to wrap him up and possibly bring him down in the backfield there for a loss, but impressive run there by Jones. First and 10 again. 2 carries for Jones, and he's already got the Panthers set up in plus territory, and that trip stack formation up to the top this time, and we got another handoff and another nice move by Jones. Jones looking to go far side, and a great tackle from behind there. In there on the play was Ryak Perner and also Decker Bartel for support. Jones runs east and west and picks up about 1. 2nd and 9 upcoming. And back to pass, an out route high, nearly snagged with one hand, but it's off the mark. Trip Leifson, the senior quarterback, with his first pass attempt. And it's the first 3rd down faced by the Panthers. It'll be 3rd down and 9, but going to the short side of the field, a little 4-yard out route. Trips to the near side, more conventional formation, single wide receiver to the top. Leifson back to pass, looks left, throws left, and a nice route there, and turning upfield beyond the 20 should be enough for the first down. That tackle there by Sanders, I believe. And it's hard to see. I think that might have been Jones who ended up making that reception. Split tight end is Lundberg on the near side. Motion coming back this way, and it's a handoff, and blocker out in front. But couldn't pick up the corner here, and it's Decker Bartel who's in there to make the tackle for the Monarchs. It's going to bring up 2nd down and about 3, 7-yard gain there. Motion again coming across, clears the line. High snap, and now a bubble screen. And out to the boundary, tackle is made. Nice play there by Avery Elliott, the sophomore defensive back. And that's a loss of around 6. So a nice play there by Avery Elliott. We're at 4 minutes and 10 seconds to go here in the first quarter. Washougal working on their first possession in Monarch territory. Ball spotted currently at the Monarchs' 18-yard line, and a pistol look now. Leifson backpedals, looking down the middle, now steps up, and a ball here to the near side, and it's going to be close, and a broken tackle, and the Monarchs get a nice hit there at the tail end of that, but this is going to be really close. I think he's about a yard, maybe half a yard short. Definitely go for it territory, and it's going to be about 4th and a half a yard here for the Panthers. You got to figure that regardless of if that tackle was made right at that spot, if it was going to make a difference, Washougal was more than likely going to be going for it regardless. The great thing for Mark Morris is that they were able to just come up with the tackle and leave the ball carrier short of the line to gain on a 4th and 1. And we've got 2 backs, and it's a wildcat look. Jones slides over to take the snap at quarterback, and it's a direct snap to him and looking to follow his blockers. Jukes to the outside. Stays on his feet, dives for the pylon, he's in! Touchdown, Panthers! What an individual effort by Royce Jones to sidestep a defender at the hole and then get around the edge, wiggle out of a tackle, and extends the ball over the pylon. What a play there, and the Panthers jump out to a 6-0 lead. PAT upcoming by Bryson Clark. Extra point up and good. 7-0 Washougal. What a play there on 4th and short for Royce Jones, who lined up at the quarterback position there. Spectacular touchdown of 10 yards. Seven nothing Washougal with 2:55 to go here in the first quarter. Cowart with the point after touchdown. And he tees it up and will get it ready to go here for Mark Morris's second possession of the ball game. And it's a low kick once again. Fielded on a couple hops, and now I believe it's Nelson again working his way towards the near side. Not quite as good of a return out to the 25-yard line. 7-0 Washougal. Mark Morris ready to go with its second set. And it looks like they are going to go with Hunter Nelson at quarterback. Nope, Ibarretta comes in. Nelson playing a different position. So Aaron Ibarretta out there in a trips formation, heads to the top. Decker Bartell down at the bottom, singled up. A lot of cushion being given to Bartell out here. And back to pass, Ibarretta looking down the middle. Hit as he throws, and it's up in the air, and it's incomplete. In there on the pressure was Grant Johnson for Washougal. And it'll be 2nd down and 10. .244 to go here in the opening quarter. And Ibarretta clapping. Just 4 down linemen here for the Panthers, and a little power back to the near side as the guard pulls around, and a nice play design there. And it's a gain out to the 30 for Kevin Hernandez Ruiz. So 3rd down and manageable here at 3rd and 5. And Iberetta clapping. Back to pass. Has a man. And it's incomplete, but they're going to say pass interference a little bit too early. The defender, Parker Cherry, does not seem to agree with the call. And Cherry celebrating, saying that doing one of those poses that, you know, that's probably like an emote on Madden or something. So that penalty is going to move the ball to the 45-yard line of Mark Morris. It'll be first down and 10. Motion out of the backfield, and this is Iberetta, who sidesteps the defender and then gets hit hard in the hole, but another good gain for his effort of about 4. It'll be second down and 6 now for Mark Morris. Subbing into the ball game here is Ryk Perner. Perner in for Bradley Lewis ahead of this second down and 6 play. Perner heads into the slot at the top. 4 down linemen again. Panthers looking to get home with 4 rushers. And Iberetta throws it back to the far side and working back towards the near side. No gain. In fact, it's going to maybe be a loss of about half a yard. That is Daniel Kobayashi Gallagher. And he, as mentioned, loses half a yard. We'll leave it here at 3rd down and 6. 45 seconds left here in the opening quarter. 7-zip. Panthers with the lead. Mark Morris working near midfield on their second possession and facing another 3rd down. Freshman quarterback getting the start here. And now pressure shows late. Iberetta sees it. And now we've got a whistle, and we're going to get a timeout. So good job there by the Mark Morris coaching staff and able to draw out the cadence long enough for the middle linebackers to show the A-gap. And head coach Mike Peck wants to use his first timeout here and talk things over with 21 seconds left in the opening quarter. 7-0 on a 10-yard touchdown run by Royce Jones on a direct snap. And Jones taking the Wildcat off to the left side, and incredible moves and toughness and sheer will to get to the pylon on the very pylon on the far sideline. Yeah, what an individual effort. Oh, that's right, Jason. Yeah, we were talking last time that we did the stream, I think, well, it was a couple years ago, but last time we did a Mark Morris Washougal stream, we got to talking about the best Mexican food in town. So yeah, Victor Rico's says, or he says that Victor Rico's gave them some extra meat with his tacos today. Well, I mean, hook a brother up, right? Dude, I got something so good from Victor Rico's the other day. If I tell you what it is, people are gonna be like, "What? That does not sound appetizing at all." 3rd and 6. Fake handoff. Lundberg wraps up Iberetta after he crosses the 50-yard line. It'll be a short gain here of about 2. It'll be 4th down and 4. But anyway, yeah, Victor Rico's totally didn't really like think about it ahead of time, and then when I got it, I was like, is this gonna work? But we got the end of the first quarter here, so I can actually say this. But yeah, so I went with a steak burrito, and then with cheese and potatoes and the sauce, hot sauce, and then refried beans. And like the lady was like, "What? Refried beans? Are you sure?" I'm like, "Yeah, no, that sounds good." And then she's like making me think that I'm not thinking about it. So obviously at that point I mean, I was committed. I couldn't back out, you know, but I was like, potatoes and refried beans all together. I mean, that's a lot, doesn't it? But, man, the beans really counteract, like, all the, like, chalky starch of the potato. It really fills in the gaps where you really don't have to overload it with, like, hot sauce or sour cream or guac. I'm big fan, yeah. I'm a big fan. So now I got a new favorite of potatoes and refried beans together on a steak burrito. And when I ordered it, when my wife ordered it, and she's like asking her, she's like, does you want egg? Like they thought it was going to be like a breakfast burrito, basically. I didn't really think of it as a breakfast burrito, but I mean that's how they ordered it and then customized it without the egg. 4th down as we start the second quarter, and a punt low, and it's bouncing deeper into Washougal territory. What a punt there. It's down at the 6-yard line, and that's where Washougal will take over for their next possession, leading 7-zip here in the second quarter. It's legit, Jason. I would try it. I mean, next place you go, whether it's Victor Rico's or not, but if you do a breakfast burrito, I imagine like keeping the eggs and just throwing the beans on there. It's just a whole different level of texture. I mean, I'm a big fan. I've been won over, you know. 1st down and a deep ball coming up the near sideline. Man open. Oh, a drop. And I would be yelling louder, and we'd be calling another Panthers touchdown. It's a long jog back to the huddle for Deacon Nichols, who was wide open up the near sideline. Mark Morris got away with one there. It'll be 2nd down and 10. Shug. And Leifson back into the ball game. It's a fly sweep. And moving it back towards the middle of the field. Not a whole lot of running room for DeAndre Goodell. But Goodell does turn it up for a positive gain. And they're going to mark off around 7 for him. And it'll be a 3rd down and 3. And we do have a stoppage. Spectator here on the near sideline was being addressed by the official who ran over. Something to do with the sideline. Not quite sure what it was. Fake handoff on the motion, and now coming back in the middle of the field. This is going to probably be 1st down yardage. It is. It's Royce Jones for about 4 and a 1st down. Got a question here from Ashley Brown. Do you stream over to the band? The band is directly underneath us, so that is not able to happen. But at least you can hear the band. They are here. Handoff up the middle. And continuing to run, and then DDT'd to the ground there by Perner is Jones, and Jones popped right up as if he didn't know that his noggin just got spiked into the turf. And that's a gain of about 9. Looks like DeAndre Goodell's going to come off here ahead of this 2nd down and 1. 10:20 to go in the second quarter. Washougal working with the ball. Tight end split off the right side of the line, and now motion coming back. And it's a fake to the motion man. Back to pass. Man out here, and it's incomplete. The man was out here, and then some miscommunication. But there is a flag back here, so maybe that was the miscommunication. So more than likely it's going to be an infraction on the defense, and it's called holding on Mark Morris. And they're going to mark off 10 yards for that penalty. It's going to bring up a first down and 10. And again, a pistol look with the tight end split off the line, and now motion back across. And we've got a flag, so it's going to be a penalty probably on that motion. And then a tackle at the 41-yard line. And it's an illegal shift, illegal motion against Washougal. They're going to back up 5 yards. So it'll be first down and 15. Panthers come to the line, first and 15. Leifson back to pass, 5-step drop, under pressure, steps up, now maybe looking to tuck it and run, and he does, and he gets out of bounds. Doesn't take any damage there. Coming over for Mark Morris was Maddox Mobbs, number 12. This gets back to near the original line of scrimmage. In fact, just a wee bit in front of it, so gain of 5.5. Second down and 9. Leifson under pressure, gets it out immediately. A screen ball set up far side. And breaking a tackle, first down yardage, crossing midfield, crossing the 45, tackled down at the 43. A great blitz beater there as Casey Crosby hauls in a big catch and run over on that far side into Mark Morris territory. 9 minutes to go in the second quarter, and the Panthers are marching. This drive started at their own 6-yard line. Right in front of us. Pistol look, 4 wide, 2 to each side. Leifson back to pass, looking right, has plenty of time. Now he's going to tuck it and run up to the far sideline and out of bounds in front of the 40. In fact, he's only going to get about a gain of 1. There is a flag down near midfield. And it's a hold against Washougal. So that could be a big penalty here. Obviously, overcoming penalties in high school sports can be very tough, and especially on the road. Mark Morris looking for some momentum here. Under 8.5 to go, and now we've got the trips formation in a line here near side. Every time they've done this, they've ran the ball, and it's no different. Jones pulled backwards. Nice job there, but it's going to be by the face because 2 flags flew in, and that's usually the indicator of a face mask. And I don't believe that they have a 5-yard variety for this one. Personal foul face mask on the Monarchs. So that first down and 20 that Washougal was facing now turns into a first down and 10 for Washougal after the penalty. Tough break there for Mark Morris. Pardon me. Not an automatic first down in high school. This is going to be first down and 2 Still is first down, but timeout on the field, by the way. Mark Morris calling it second of the half. They've got one remaining. Washougal still with all three of theirs. We're going to take a timeout with them, and we'll be right back here after this message.
Edward Jones is a proud sponsor of Longview Kelso Athletics streaming on N2 Media. Call financial advisor Ryan Littlefield at 360-916-4650 or visit him at 911 11th Avenue in Longview for all your investment needs. Edward Jones, member SIPC.
Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen, after the timeout. Teams are heading back out into their huddle. Will be a first down and 2 for Washougal, who leads it 7-0. And they're working at the 35-yard line of Mark Morris. And it's another handoff and looking to get outside, unable to do so. Good tackle by Bradley Lewis. Jones, the ball carrier, and he's got no gain on the play. Second down and 2. See if they go right back to the same play here and say got the same formation. And now it's back to pass. Leifson looking right, throws right, has a man wide open, but it's underthrown. Excellent pass break up there. Out there on the coverage was Cruz Frost. Third down and 2. Monarchs looking to bring some goal line defense out to the 35-yard line here with 7:31 left in the first half. Handoff. And first down yardage, cutting it back to the near side. Picks up a block, breaks the tackle at the 20. Finally wrestled out of bounds. They're going to mark him down at the 11-yard line. That is a 24-yard run for Royce Jones. It'll be 1st and 10. Washougal from the 11 as the drive continues. Leifson in at quarterback. Handoff inside. Swung down near the original line of scrimmage is Goodell. No gain. It'll be 2nd down and 10. Six and a half to go here in the first half. Slot to the far side and a single back behind Leifson, the quarterback, and now motioning out to the flat, receiving the throw is Goodell, and Goodell dancing around, stays on his feet. The Monarchs have got a gang tackle, and they finally do, and it's going to be a loss back to the about the 15-yard line. That would be a loss of around 3. Good defensive play there. The design trying to get numbers on the outside and get some blocks, just unable to win on that category. Mark Morris just doing a little bit better job getting off the blocks there on that play. 5:39 to go now, second quarter, as this drive continues. It started all the way from the 6-yard line. Leifson back to pass, 3-step drop. Looks, throws, and the man that he was trying to go to fell down. The only one there was Daniel Kobayashi Gallagher, and he laid out for that one, unable to get his hands on it. But still, the Monarchs defense comes up with a stop, and now the field goal team comes on for the Panthers here with 5:27 to go in the first half. The Panthers aiming to get this to a double-digit lead It would be from the 15-yard line, so a 32-yard field goal here for number 84, Grant Cowart. It's Cowart on the right hash, looks to line it up here. And the kick is up. The kick is good. Nice kick there by Cowart. A 32-yard field goal. And the Panthers do pay off the drive with points. Both teams probably satisfied with the end result. Washougal extends their lead. Mark Morris avoids giving up a touchdown. 10-zip with 5:23 to go here in the first half. Score update in the comment section from my man Jake Moe. Columbia River leading Woodland 7-0 with 5:12 to go in the second quarter. Jason asks, for those of us who don't see Mark Morris play, except for this game, what kind of season are they having? They're a competitive 0-3. You know, they're not as, you know, they're not like a winless team. They're going to win some games. You know, they have the tools and the talent, I believe, to beat anybody. Just a matter of kind of getting the quarterback situation comfortable, you know, and teams that get better along the way are dangerous late, especially if they can just get into the postseason. And the league is going to make that tough this year for the likes of Mark Morris or Woodland, Ridgefield, River, and Washougal, of course. As like I said, Washougal beating Woodland last week, a big win. And then this kickoff goes to the far side, now working it back towards the near side is Bilger, and Bilger finds a crease and looking for an extra block, and Bilger's up the near sideline, and he is tackled down at the Panthers' 45-yard line. Great return there by Luke Bilger. Panthers lucky that one didn't go all the way. Mark Morris with a shot in the arm, looking to maybe get a touchdown here. Still a lot of time left with 5:13. Mark Morris with one timeout remaining. Sorry. First and 10 right in front of us here is it's a swing pass to the flat, and Hernandez Ruiz finds a crease, crosses the 40, and looking to truck his way to the 35, but he's slowed up just beyond that 37-yard line. But a nice gain of roughly 7 or 8 on the play will bring up a second down and 2 for the Monarchs. Oh, this is the part where the scoreboard's supposed to reflect the 3 points that Washougal got. My apologies. 10-0 Washougal. Handoff. Late handoff, so Washougal might not have seen that one get into the breadbasket, but a great timing play. Avery Elliott off the right side gets to the 25-yard line. We'd like to see a little bit more of Avery Elliott here. It's a long season, but you got to ride your horses, and Avery Elliott, he's one that's really quick. Handoff again. Elliott jump cuts to the near side, looking to get around another one. Shoulders into a defender, gets it down to the 10-yard line. First down, Mark Morris. It'll be first and goal with 4:09 to go here in the second quarter. Four wide receivers for Iberetta. And whistles. See what they got a flag on the far side, and looks like it's a neutral zone infraction or encroachment on the defense. So a half the distance penalty here is going to move the ball up to about the 5-yard line. Just inside the 5, in fact. So still first and goal. And Ibarreta, fake handoff, pulls it out, and he's into the end zone. Touchdown, Monarchs. The freshman, Aaron Ibarreta, with his first touchdown at Longview Memorial, the first of many for sure. The Monarchs with a big answer, 10-6, an extended celebration there by Ibarreta. Why not, kid? Big response there by the Monarchs. Extra point up, and it is good. 10-7, the Monarchs are going to break out the flags here and do a lap. Well, how about that, Mark Morris fans? Aaron Ibarreta, the freshman. We're going to say that a lot, the freshman. He's only the freshman until next year. So obviously you have to say the freshman no matter what. That's the rule. They're freshmen. Score update from my man Jake Moe. Puyallup leading Emerald Ridge 18-0 at the end of the first quarter. I mean, Emerald Ridge has got a good defense too, Jake. That's a good result there if you're a Puyallup Viking fan. Although the game is long and anything can happen. 3:27 to go. Washougal still with all 3 timeouts, so time not going to be a factor for them. Pan Yin tees it up for the Monarchs. On the run, it's caught back towards the near side and out to the 30, diving forward and kicking a player on the way up is Royce Jones. Jones has got to be careful there, and he is very valuable to his team. And like I say in basketball, I'll say it in football too, your best ability, availability. Washougal will start at their own 33-yard line, still leading at 10-7. Back to passes, Leifson. Leifson rolls to the near side, looking to face up, throws it, it's going to get out of bounds, and that's going to stop the clock. He was outside of the pocket. No intentional grounding necessary, but a good stop on first down. 2nd and 10. Might see Washougal go with a run here on this play, just simply because of the semantics of you want the clock to run. You don't want to give the ball back to a team with 1 timeout and be able to basically have their entire offense at their disposal. And Washougal's ran the ball very well here tonight with Jones. We'll see what they do here on 2nd and 10. Leifson's dropped back a few times. This time he hands it off, and the Monarchs defense is there. They knew that play was coming off to the right side. No running room. In fact, negative running room. It's a 2-yard loss for Royce Jones. The clock is running, but it's a 3rd down and 12, now under 3 to go in the second quarter. Big opportunity here for Mark Morris again. Washougal set to receive the second half kickoff. We've got single coverage at the bottom here, but trips to the top, and a wide snap pulled in. Leifson with a lot of time now, rolling to the far side. Throws this one up, and it's somehow brought in. Caught at the 44-yard line. Are you kidding? The ball just thrown up, and Deacon Nichols went up and grabbed it. Looked like it could have been intercepted by maybe 2 different Monarchs. Give that young man a round of applause. Deacon Nichols, my goodness. 1st and 10, a huge first down for Washougal. That's a play that they're going to circle and film study this week. 1st and 10, pass inside, and it's Goodell, and Goodell still spinning out of tackles. He's finally brought down, but they didn't mark him down on either of the prior 2, so it's going to end up being a loss of a half a yard. Caught that ball about 5 yards up the field. But he kept trying to wiggle out of there, and we're down to 1:49, and the clock is moving. It stopped briefly. I was wondering if Washougal had called the timeout. They do have all 3, and now they're going to hustle up and get ready to go. 2nd down and 11. And it's a screen out to the far side, set up well. Blockers out in front. Can he get all the way in? And he does. Touchdown. Panthers, a flag back here behind the play on the near sideline. See what that could have been about. Got a feeling there's another one on the far side as well. But I wonder if they're calling maybe a sideline infraction here, or if there was an accidental flag. Nope. So they're going to say accidental here on the near sideline. But back on the far side where the referees are at, we've got a hold against Washougal. So the touchdown reception is going to get wiped off the board. Royce Jones would have been in the end zone for the 2nd time. Instead, Washougal ends up going backwards. Now, if you're Mark Morris, based on how Washougal's been able to find some explosive plays, we got either a trainer going on the field or something. I don't know what's going on. We got something going on, and the clock's not running. This is kind of unusual. Unless there's something going on the far side that they needed to get to. They ran immediately over towards a player for Washougal. So we're going to get back to action here, a unique formation again, and fake out to the flat and direct snap keeper. That looks like Goodell, and it is Goodell who picks up 2+. Not a whole lot there. Great job by the Monarchs to get the shifty runner Goodell down. 3rd and 10 now. One minute and the clock moving here. Panthers still with all 3 timeouts. Plenty of time if they can get a first down here. Wide snap, pulled in, roll into the right, Leifson looking for a hold in the back. A flag does throw, and the catch is made, but it looks like we're going to get a hold. Thought that ball was going deep, sorry there. But it is a hold in the backfield against Washougal. That stops the play and the clock with 44 seconds to go. So it'll remain 3rd down here for the Panthers. They're going to need to get to the 34-yard line. They're at the 46, so about 3rd down and 20. Trips to the near side. Leifson back to pass. Little screen set up, blockers out in front. And this is Crosby. Crosby pulled down forward. Clock runs just beyond the 45. They've got him at the 44. Back to the original line of scrimmage for 4th down and 10. Both teams with timeouts here, but neither one of them calling them. So you could have like a gentleman's surrender here. And the special teams unit is going to come onto the field for Washougal, but no need. Mark Morris not interested in stopping the clock. We're going to go to the locker room. We got a ball game here, folks. 24 minutes to decide this one. Washougal jumped out to the 10-0 lead, but Mark Morris with the most recent score, a touchdown run from 5 yards out by freshman Aaron Ibarreta, 10-7. Washougal with the lead here at the half. It is junior cheerleader night here at Mark Morris High School. So we're going to keep the camera and the audio feed rolling and show you the future generations to come of hopeful Mark Morris cheerleaders. There were some Panthers still waiting to get off the field. So we're waiting for the junior cheer staff to come on out to the field here. But 10-7 your score here at the break. Let's see, this might be the easiest way to do it for now. It looks like there's more. Yep, there's more. New Monarch mascot, huh? All right. Junior cheer staff and the Mark Morris High School cheer staff working as one for this halftime performance. All right, at the half here between Washougal and Mark Morris, just about 5 minutes, at least on the scoreboard clock. They'll probably put more on it, by the way. That's what they usually do for these special events, but a great job there by the junior cheerleaders of tomorrow and the Mark Morris High School cheerleaders of today. Washougal leads at 10-7 here at the break. They got out to a 7-0 lead in the first quarter after a 10-yard run on 4th down and 1 from Royce Jones, and a PAT from Grant Cowart was up and good to make it 7-0 Panthers. And in the second quarter, a long drive stalled out late. The Monarchs defense doing a good job getting off the field and making Washougal earn some points. They settled for some in the form of a 32-yard field goal from Cowart. That made it 10-0 second quarter. And then Mark Morris got a very good return on the ensuing kickoff from Luke Bilger. Bilger helped Mark Morris set up shop deep into Panthers territory around the 40-yard line. And then Aaron Ibarreta, a 5-yard touchdown run. The freshman gets Mark Morris within a field goal after the PAT was kicked up and good by Pan Yin. And that's where we're at, 10-7. The Panthers were moving a little bit late there in the half, but neither team really wanted to use their timeouts. I think they were both pretty happy ultimately with where things were ending up. The big blow, though, for Washougal on that last drive was they had a touchdown called back. Royce Jones caught a ball out of the backfield, had blockers out in front, but apparently the blocking was too good. A holding call brought that touchdown back, and Washougal ends up just letting the clock run down ahead of a 4th down play. And that's what got us out of here and into the locker rooms. And the clock still shows 3 minutes and 15 seconds until we come out for the second half. The Monarchs are out of the locker room and onto the fields. No nonsense from the Monarchs. You know, usually the cheer staff and the student section will go out with a banner and get everybody all riled up and run through it. And it'll say something, you know, to the tune of, you know, rip the Panthers. I don't know, you know. Beat the Panthers, something to that degree. And the Panthers do nonchalantly come out of the locker room as well. But a good ball game here tonight. The halftime score update that I got from Columbia River was the Columbia River Rapids 7 and the Woodland Beavers 3. At the break. Big ball game between those two. You know, Woodland's a team that could feasibly be 0-2 in league play, and you know, I think they're a really decent team too. So score update in 2B football action in the C2BL West Division. Ilwaco leads Morton White Pass of the East Division 12-6 at the half. Union leading against Prairie 13-6. Puyallup has extended their lead on Emerald Ridge 25-zip. Bremerton leads Kelso 29-22. I don't even want to imagine the possibility of Kelso not winning that ball game here tonight. I got a feeling that they're going to find a way to come back and win it. And then, of course, here 10-7 your score. And the last update still the most recent one from that River Woodland game, 7-3 at the half. And then in non-league football action, a 1A crossover matchup with 2B. It's Montesano 28, Napavine nothing. I don't know the last time that I've seen Napavine be down by 28, yet alone held scoreless. That's a crazy score. La Center and Kingsway tied at 14 with 3:49 to go in the second quarter. Kingsway bouncing back in a huge way after being mollywopped by Kalama last week, 51-14. Tenino leading Centralia 20-7. And we're just about set here. It's going to be Washougal set to receive the kickoff. Jason says Montesano is legit. Tend to agree, yes. Yeah, I mean, them and La Center played a 1-point game. I'm kind of scratching my head more at the Kingsway La Center result than anything else. I mean, I think Montesano's as legit as it gets. They're going to be in the running for making it to the state semifinals, maybe the state championship. Who knows? There's a lot of good teams in 1A, but Montesano looking the part right now. 12 minutes of action ahead of us here in the third quarter. Pan Yin will kick it off from left to right for Mark Morris. And not a very deep kick, and it's going to land down. Has to be picked up at the 15-yard line. And a return heading to the far side, back up inside from Jones. He gets it out to the 30-yard line, and a good return of about 15 yards by Jones. And Washougal starts the second half with decent field position. First and 10. Leifson hands it off. And a good hole, good fill though. Good run on first down. It's Jones, who's out to the 38. Gain of 8. Trip Leifson, the quarterback for Washougal, in the shotgun, and looks to the right, throws to the right, and it's batted up and nearly picked off. But another great pass breakup there by Avery Elliott. That one just kind of hung up there, and Elliott's got great speed, good closing speed there. That's been the theme for Washougal so far here in the ball game, is get to those second down and 2s and then try to set something up with the passing game. They have taken one deep shot and it was wide open, and a good ball thrown too. On a 3rd and 2, it's going to be a handoff up the middle and enough for the first down, it looks like, here for Jones. Oh, actually, you know what? Based on where he ran in, I guess I was just a little bit wrong. I thought he was going to get to that 40-yard line, but no, it's going to be 4th and about half a yard. We've already seen Washougal go for it on 4th down. That was deep in Mark Morris's territory at that time, but they're going to leave the offense out here, and you could go hard count. You could just, call your best play. But they're going to go shotgun here, and Leifson's still in there. Handoff up the middle, and he's got the yardage necessary. It's a first down run. Tackled down by number 8, Hunter Nelson. So the Panthers keep the drive alive. Ball will be spotted at the Panthers' own 45-yard line. Slot near side. Tight end split on the far side. Deep ball. Underthrown and incomplete. It'll be a pass breakup. What was the wide receiver doing? He gave the lock 'em up symbol. I guess. Yeah, I mean, Ooh. Ooh, presence of mind, young man. And Avery Elliott, man, he definitely should have had that one. That's his third pass breakup officially, but he definitely wanted to turn that one into an interception because it was there for the taking. 2nd and 10. Motion gets across the line, and it's a toss out to the far side, looking to set up a little pin and pull action, and the ball's loose. And let's see who's got it. Mark Morris says they do, and they do. Decker Bartel fired up. Mark Morris takes over at the Panthers' 45-yard line. Huge momentum play to start the half. First turnover of the game by either team. I wonder if Elliott came away with the ball. It could have been one of them, you know, the ball was meant to find your hands type situations. He was over there with Bartel. I couldn't tell who it was that jumped on it. But the Panthers start the half with a turnover. Mark Morris looking to possibly tie or take the lead with a score here, and it's a handoff, and it's up the middle, and there's some running room, and spun forward ragdoll style, and it's going to be a 10-ish yard gain and a first down. So a gain of 10, like Hernandez Ruiz. So it's another first down, and it's been the running game that's gotten going here for Mark Morris. Running some handoffs, looking to get some favorable numbers maybe on the boundary for their young quarterback, and it's another handoff up the middle, backside pursuit from the defensive end. Read that one very well, and it looks like that was Silas Ellsworth, number 40, that got around the edge and slowed that play up from behind. It was a gain of 1. It'll be 2nd and 9 upcoming. But Mark Morris opting to go with the ground attack here. And we got a whistle, and we're going to get a penalty. And it's against Washougal. Encroachment or offsides on the defense. That's the second time that that's been called. That didn't look like there was really anything egregious there. But I don't have the best look at it. 2nd and 4. So the Monarchs, the beneficiaries of a turnover. Guess you can say they earned that one by forcing the fumble on the tackle, but their gift of 5 yards. Playbook opens up a little bit more here instead of 2nd and 9, 2nd and 4. Fake handoff, and it's a throw out to the flat far side, and first down yardage after the run. Crossing the 20-yard line is the ball carrier, and we got a flag coming in late. So we're going to have to check on this one as well. This could potentially wipe a first down away from Mark Morris. As it sits, it would be a 10-yard gain on a reception by, looks like Decker Bartel on the far side. And the Monarchs are walking backwards, and it's an unsportsmanlike conduct. That's a terrible, terrible penalty to get in that situation there when you're driving into the red zone on coming off of a first down. Unsportsmanlike, you got to wonder what was said, and it's a tough situation for sure. But see if the first down yardage counts. More than likely, no. It didn't look like that came. So are they going to say? They are going to say it was after the play. So they're going to go first down and 10. Overall, the ball is spotted at the 34. And a handoff Good running room up the middle. The Monarchs are getting a great push up front. That is out to the 30-yard line for Kevin Hernandez-Ruiz. So it'll be 2nd and 5. Clock running, 7:40 to go here in the third quarter. Ball spotted just in front of the 30-yard line. Looks like they got Bartel on the very far side. Daniel Kobayashi one-on-one down here at the bottom. Fake handoff, Ibarreta tucks it and shoulders into contact. The freshman. Huge hit there by Goodell on the way out of bounds. But a very tough run there by Ibarreta. Takes on contact, gets this one out to the 31. It'll be 3rd and a little bit more than a yard. Gain of around 4. We're going to go 3rd and a long 1 on the score bug. 7 to go here in the third quarter. 2 backs. Up the middle, sidestep. That's going to be enough for a first down. Bradley Lewis led the way. Avery Elliott, the ball carrier, picking up that first down. So the drive continues, and the Monarchs are using some time here. High snap pulled in, handoff up the middle, and another great run on first down. This is looking like another 9 or 10 yards. It's going to be 9. It'll be 2nd and 1. A lot of options here. And a flag, and this could be a procedure penalty on Mark Morris. So it'll be 2nd down and 6 now. Big penalty there. Mark Morris has been able to run the ball with a lot of success, though, in the quarter so far and the end of the second quarter. Ibarreta checks the sideline, changes the play, or changes the protection. And it's a handoff off right side, a lot of room. Stutter step, shouldering into contact, crossing the 10-yard line. Inside the 10, now at the 7 is the ball carrier, Avery Elliott. And Elliott's got enough for a first down, and it's going to be 1st and goal, Monarchs. Right now, Mark Morris is just winning up front on the line of scrimmage, plain and simple. Slot to the near side. Tight end off to the right. Coming back across the line after the handoff. Nice clear out block. Did he get into the end zone? The signal is up. Touchdown, Monarchs. Kevin Hernandez-Ruiz says it's touchdown time, and the Monarchs have the lead, 13-10. PAT pending. PAT up and good. Mark Morris takes the lead, a 7-yard touchdown run by Kevin Hernandez-Ruiz. And they've scored the last 14 now in the ball game, taking the 14-10 lead. We'll step aside. We'll be back right after this.
Edward Jones is a proud sponsor of Longview Kelso Athletics streaming on N2 Media. Call financial advisor Ryan Littlefield at 360-916-4650 or visit him at 911 11th Avenue in Longview for all your investment needs. Edward Jones, member SIPC.
Fans, consider a donation to your host here either before, during, or after the game. You can go back and rewatch our broadcast at any point and share it with friends and family. But in order to keep the lights on, might need a few doll hairs here and there. Venmo preferred, PayPal acceptable at N2 Media. Again, at N2 Media. Coming off of a touchdown here, it's Mark Morris kicking off. Kevin Hernandez-Ruiz from 7 yards out. And the Monarchs take a 14-10 lead. Short kickoff bobbled, and it's on the turf. Picked up somehow. And getting it out to around the 40-yard line. See who's got the football. It's Royce Jones. So Washougal will look to answer, trailing for the first time tonight. Royce Jones, a major weapon at running back for the Panthers. See if they go with him right away. He shifts over to the right in the backfield next to Trip Leifson, and Leifson hands it off and trying to get out of a tackle and unable to do so. Kevin Hernandez-Ruiz can do more than score. He is there for a big solo tackle. It's a loss of a yard, second down and 11. You might even say loss of 2. Elmer Matthias is loving that on the Facebook comment section. Elmer's a longtime follower of N2 Media. It's good to see you're still around and watching the live streams, Elmer. Elmer and his brother Edgar, soccer players at Mark Morris once upon a time. The house the Matthias is built here at Longview Memorial. Second down and 12. Ball out to the near side, caught and trying to wiggle free of a tackle, unable to do so, is Thane Sanders. Sanders gets it close to midfield and close to that first down marker. He's still a little bit short. Third down and 3 upcoming. Get the feeling, at least I get the feeling, I don't know if anyone feels this way at home with me, but I get the feeling this is a big third down here. I feel like that Washougal really needs to get a first down and take a step in the right direction of getting themselves put together again. The Monarchs defense cooking. Handoff up the middle and a head of steam, and it's going to be enough to get beyond that 50-yard marker. Carrying the ball that time was Luca DiGiacomo. DiGiacomo gets 4. Needed 3, so the bonus yard sets up the Panthers 1st and 10 at the Monarchs' 49-yard line. In case you're wondering, just under 4 minutes to go now here in the third quarter. And a lot of movement. We'll see who did it first. And it looks like the officials are all going to come together. It's probably the right move because it looked like there was movement on both sides of the ball, and they're going to say it's against Mark Morris. And I do think that was the right call. It looked like there was a little bit of movement from the defensive end or the outside linebacker position up at the far side. So it'll be a penalty against Mark Morris, and it'll be first down and 5. Pass caught far side just enough for a first down. That catch hauled in by Casey Crosby. And it'll be first down yardage for Washougal as they're moving. 3:30 left here in the third quarter. Washougal with 4 wide receivers and a pistol look. Fake handoff, and now it's Leifson who keeps it, and Leifson puts his shoulder down at the 35-yard line, does not go any further than that, but it's the first time that we've seen Trip Leifson use his legs. Turns him into 5 positive. Well, it's not, I say on a designed run. he has scrambled and ran for yardage. We do have a player down for Mark Morris, and it looks like Decker Bartell, and he's helped up. Good sign. (14-10), Mark Morris leading here by 4. 2:47 to go, and it's going to be a 2nd down and 7. Leifson throws, trying to go back inside is Sanders. Sanders gets beyond the 30, very close to another 1st down. I believe he's short by about a yard, and that is where they have him lined up at. It'll be 3rd down and 1. Handoff gets in there, and it's close. I don't know. I don't think he got the spot. No, it's going to be 4th down. No gain. Great job by the Monarchs up front down there in the trenches. They've got Dalton Stevens down there, number 77, right at nose tackle, making it really easy to play a 3-4 defense when you've got a guy that can take on 2, maybe 3 offensive linemen on any one given play. And we're going to get a timeout from the far sideline by Washougal with 1:26 left here in the 3rd. Mark Morris holding on to a 14-10 lead. Jake Moe says Kelso won 36-29 over Bremerton. See, I told you so, Jake. I told you. I just told you. It's like you can't. There's no way they can lose that game. Woodland leads River 10-7 in the 3rd quarter. Ooh, okay. All right. I see you. I see you, Beavers. Fans, again, make sure that you are following us here on our social media platforms, Facebook, YouTube, and, of course, Twitter. But you have no idea how much it helps just to hit the like button on the live stream, whether you're on Facebook or YouTube right now, and making sure you hit follow or subscribe. It helps get me revenue from our social media platforms directly rather than you, the consumer. So if you could, just make sure you're following us, whether you watch another live stream. Again, Jason already said earlier, it's my annual, watch of the live stream. So we're ready to go here, folks. Appreciate everybody tuning in to tonight's broadcast. 14-10, your score, minute 26 to go, 4th and 1, Washougal. And they've got a new quarterback back there and going off to the right and getting the 1st down and continuing to go, and he breaks through all the way to the 10-yard line. Oh my goodness, Royce Jones is just on another level right now. He had some Monster Energy drinks at halftime. My goodness. That's the 2nd time that we've seen him on a 4th and short take that quarterback snap like a wildcat. And, yeah, I mean, I'm just going to pull the Karate Kid reference out here, but you got to go for the legs right here if you're Mark Morris. You can't be trying to tackle that young man up high. And he's going to stay in there. 2 backs with him, and he's going to keep it, go right up the middle, runs into the back of a couple of blockers, and he doesn't go much further than that. He's got it down to about the 6-yard line. It's going to be 1st down and goal here. That'll be 2nd and goal, and we do have a Panther down on the play here with 32 seconds to go, and he's up and heading off. That looks like DeAndre Goodell, and he's favoring the right foot. And the clock winds now, 30 seconds. Panthers I believe can take this all the way to the end if they want to. Trip Leifson back out there. Monarchs showing pressure. It's a pass. Fade ball. Caught. Touchdown. Couldn't tell. What a ball. What a catch. It's Casey Crosby. Washougal reclaims the lead. A 6-yard touchdown pass from Trip Leifson. What an answer by the Panthers. (16-14) Panthers. PAT is not going to count for the time being. There's a flag, and it's on Washougal. So they'll have to do the PAT a little bit further back, but great throw by Trip Leifson to Casey Crosby. What a ball game we've got going on here at Longview Memorial. Kick is up, and it's good. 17-14. Washougal tacks on the extra point. With 12 seconds to go in the third quarter, they reclaim the lead and now lead by 3, 17-14. Fans, we're going to be back at it again next Friday, except the venue and the classification will change. We're going to be over at Kelso High School next Friday for GSHL 3A League action, the league opener. It's going to be a big one. The Evergreen Plainsmen coming to Kelso to take on the Kelso Highlanders. Kickoff at 7 o'clock next Friday night. Just about set here for kickoff after the touchdown, 7-yard reception from Casey Crosby from Trip Leifson. And that one gets into the end zone barely. Luke Bilger was prepared to run it out, and the referee said, nope, that's a touchback. This one's going to come out to the 20-yard line. I just want to say real quick, isn't it crazy to me that, or to anybody else, not just to me, that in the pro ranks, a touchback takes you out to, what, the 30, nowadays, if it's a non-returnable kick, or the 30, at least the 25. Like, I just don't understand how the professional ranks are just, like, gifted all this extra yardage after a touchback. But here we are, high school, right? We're talking about safety. We want to eliminate kickoffs, but here we are, kicking off deep, and a touchback's only getting you out to the 20 like it used to be, like the way it should be. Sorry, I'm an old man yelling at the clouds right now. Hayden's in the live stream comment section, says rooting for the Trotter boys of Mark Morris. Easy to root for. Merv says the eyes of Texas are upon you tonight. Woo, I can feel the heat. Need the barbecue. 11 seconds left here in the third quarter, and we do have an injury on the field during the return. It was to Aiden Bonneville of Mark Morris, and he's being helped off the field right now. Looks to have a left foot or leg injury of some kind, and he's going to get hoisted up on the bench here, or the trainer's table. The one that kind of looks like the chiropractor's table, when they get to the lower back and it always seems to give away and they never actually pop your lower back. I don't know if your chiropractor office has the same thing that mine does, but that's usually how it works. First and 10, keeper here by Ibarreta. Ibarreta falls forward, a gain of 5. And some other activities going on in that play, maybe some blocks afterwards involving Dalton Stevens and Julian Martell. But that's going to do it here for the third quarter. A 5-yard gain is all she wrote on the third, and each team gets a touchdown. Washougal heads into the final 12 minutes with the lead, 17-14, but Mark Morris has scored on its previous 2 possessions. So we'll see if the Monarchs can keep the mojo going. Kyle says, thank you, Nick. Always appreciate you. Thank you, Kyle. I love the Fowlers and everything that you guys do for the community and all the support that you show N2 Media and all of the schools, not just RA Long, you know. I see you. I see you. Fourth quarter of action, 12 minutes to decide this one. A big game for Mark Morris here in league. Washougal out to a 1-0 start in league as we've got a toss coming to the near side, a good kick out block, cutting it back and running into his own defender, bouncing off and coming to the near side, looking to hit the turbo button, get to about the 50-yard line is Avery Elliott. What an individual effort, and that's exactly where they're going to have Avery marked down. It's a 25-yard run. Nice play design there. But the Monarchs have been doing the damage on the ground here in the ball game. They've really established themselves on the offensive line back in the second quarter. The second and the third quarters, they were really able to run the ball effectively. And as we saw right there, they got the slot going to the far side here and a pistol look, and it's a handoff, and it's read beautifully. Elliott holds on, but great read there by Martell. Loss on the play of about 2 yards. It'll be second down and 2 after the model Julian Martell comes up with the tackle. He didn't use the Boston Crab though on that one. Slot near side, pistol look. Looks like about the same offensive formation here for Mark Morris. Ibarreta looks to hand it off, keeps it, coming back near side, and nearly had one man to beat. Otherwise, he's in the end zone. Either way, Aaron Ibarreta pulls the ball out of the belly of the ball carrier. Avery Elliott keeps it himself and becomes a ball carrier. He's been doing that more than a few times here tonight. But one man to beat there. Good touchdown saving tackle on the boundary. It looked like that might have been Hunter Miller, number 10, who was in the neighborhood. First and 10 at the Washougal 32. Fullback in the game is Bradley Lewis. Slot still to the top. And a spin and a handoff looking to get to the far side. And Elliott squeezes around a tackler. I think what happened there is that Elliott just kind of dropped his pad level a little bit too low for the defender to comfortably grab onto the pads without maybe getting called for a horse collar tackle. That's just speculation. The Monarchs are hurrying it up to the line here, looking to catch Washougal. And it's a first and 10 carry, and it's the same play. And Elliott with the same result, a big hit there high at the tail end of that play, nearly going to the helmet area of Elliott. He appears to be okay. And by the way he's running, he definitely appears to be, oh, maybe I was wrong about that. Now we do have somebody coming out, and I believe it is Elliott. Yeah, I'm surprised. I'm not here to advocate for flags or for anything to happen, but I'm surprised there was not a flag there for that hit. That was, I'm not going to say launching, right, but that or targeting. I'm not going to use those words, but it definitely looked generous there. Either way, it's first and goal. Mark Morris as they continue to run the ball. Elliott had to exit the game after going down there. He's got his helmet off, and he's being evaluated here on the near sideline. Got to imagine that they're just trying to dot the T's and cross the I's and tell him to shake off the cobwebs and tell us how many fingers we're holding up. 9:20 to go. High snap. Ibarreta gets it to Ruiz, and he shoulders into contact, tries to spin off the tackle to the near side, wrapped up at the 6. Second down and goal. Mark Morris looking to pay off this drive with a touchdown. They are back to the line quickly. Ibarreta, long handoff, and it's close. Not going to get in. 3rd and 1. Ruiz with another carry here. And let's see where they got him marked at. They've got it marked at the 2. And it looks like the Monarchs are going to go hurry up again. And Ibarreta claps, high snap, hands it off. And it's close. And an extra effort. No signal. Now there is 4th down. And it looks like Dalton Stevens is looking over to the sideline saying, we got to go for this one. Mike Peck calls his young quarterback over to the sideline looking to talk things over. Let's see if Mark Morris burns some clock and goes with a timeout here. They have been moving quickly here on this drive. You wonder how gassed out the defense is. So if you're Mark Morris, you might just go with the tush push here. They're going to go big in the trenches. I formation. Ibarreta looks calm. And it's a long handoff, and it's not in! The stop behind the line by Casey Crosby. Panthers take over. What a huge play defensively. Washougal takes over. 1st and 10. The goal to go situation. And Washougal digs deep and comes up with the stop right at the doorstep. What a ball game that we're being treated to tonight at Longview Memorial. 7:41 to go in the game. All 3 timeouts for both teams. And we got some movement here up front. And it's against Mark Morris coming across. So a hard count is going to give Washougal 5 free yards to get out of the shadow of their own end zone. What a sequence here in the ball game. Mark Morris a couple of times denied there at the goal line. Casey Crosby, huge plays. There's a big play in the backfield. Dalton Stevens motivated. Looks like also number 71, Jacob Trotter. He might have been the first to get there, actually. That's a loss on the play. Back to the 5-yard line. So instead of 1st and 5, we're looking at 2nd and 8. Under 7 to go in the ball game. 4 wide receivers here for the Panthers. Looking to pass out of the end zone. Long throw, and it is caught right near the 1st down marker. Looks to be slightly short. Let's see. Maybe they're going to say 1st down. Catch made by Thane Sanders. 6:36 to go. New set of downs for the Panthers. 4 wide receivers again here. Back to pass. Under pressure. Leifson holding it, out of bounds at the 15-yard line. And, man, he took a tumble there, almost went down on the track right in front of the Mark Morris cheerleading boxes. So able to get 2 yards on the play, maybe just a yard. We're going to go ahead and give him 2, 2nd and 8. And he was out of bounds, so the clock did stop with 6:08 left in the ball game. And we got whistles. And it looks like we got a timeout. And haven't seen yet who called it. I'm guessing it was called by Washougal based on the fact that one of the coaches was walking onto the field as the whistle was blowing, usually a tall tale sign. 6:07 to go in the ball game, 2nd down and 8 here, folks. And I'd like to welcome all of those of you that are joining us here late for this one. What a ball game it's been. Back and forth. Washougal did jump out to a 10-0 lead in the 2nd quarter after a field goal. But then Mark Morris whittled away a touchdown right before half and then took the lead on a touchdown after a fumble was lost by Washougal in the 3rd quarter. And then Washougal responded. Mark Morris looked like they were going to get another touchdown just a little bit ago, but a goal line stop, and now Washougal looking to work out of its own end. Handoff goes off to the left side. Not much going on initially, but staying on his feet and pushing forward out to the 20-yard line is the ball carrier. Royce Jones has been very tough to bring down. He's put together a couple of highlight runs so far. Clock moving here, 5:39 to go, 3rd and 2. And now movement up front. The Monarchs anticipating that. And they're going to get dinged for an encroachment. Coach Peck is out here on the field pointing in Washougal's direction. And it's a false start against Washougal. I must not have seen that. But flags come from the near sideline as well. So that's going to back them up 5. A huge penalty. 3rd down and 7 now. I do not have any news on the RA Long game, Terry. I see your comment there. I have not seen a score update as we've got Casey Crosby late onto the field here for Washougal. Play clock and game clock are running down to 5:02. Play action, under pressure, might have been a hold, no call though. Looking to throw, far side, up for grabs, and it's caught. And incomplete at the last minute. And it came out on the way down. And it's Goodell who had both of his hands over his head there. Knew that he had an opportunity to pull that one down. And it's going to be 4th down now after the incompletion. 4:51 left in the ball game. Fans, be sure to stick around for the Cowlitz PUD postgame show right after the game, where we're going to talk about how it went. We're going to talk about who played well, and then we're going to decide who played the best. We need your votes. Be sure to type into the live stream comment section who your vote is for player of the game, regardless of which team you're rooting for. The special teams unit is in, and the ball is punted away low and returnable. And instead, the Monarchs just opt to play it safe, and they're going to start at the 36-yard line. They trail 17-14 with 4 minutes and 39 seconds, and what a spot for your freshman quarterback, Aaron Ibarreta, who's already got 1 touchdown in the ball game on the ground. Let's see what kind of magic he can work for his team. Looking to become a leader, and I won't say a legend, right? Because it's just week 4 of his freshman campaign, so we'll just pump the brakes on that a little bit. But still, good chance for him to carve out a nice moment for himself and help his team possibly extend this ball game or take the lead and put the defense back out there looking to hold it. 1st and 10, and Ibarreta has a running back behind him, and it's a handoff, and it's read beautifully. I think Ibarreta wanted to keep that one late, but it doesn't matter. Lucas Phillips, the first there, and the running back is still down after a very tough tackle. It's 2nd down and going to be 14 after a loss of 4, and that was Avery Elliott, who's on the ground once again. That looked to be a very tough tackle here on the turf. And Elliott still down on a knee, and now he's getting up. And Elliott's going to walk off on his own power, which is a great sign. So now Hernandez Ruiz is going to take over in the backfield. Don't know if that's really going to change much on the approach here for Mark Morris. It may seem like a passing down here for the Monarchs, but they've been running the ball with a lot of success, and they're going to spread it out here with 4 wide receivers and a tight end on the line on the far side. 3-man rush. Screen ball set up. Bartel gets a block and gets it to the 40-yard line and just a wee bit beyond, almost to the 41, past the original line of scrimmage. They got him at the 39, so it'll be about 3rd and 7. 3:43 to go. Mark Morris still with all 3 timeouts, in case you're wondering. So they don't necessarily have to go for it on a 4th down, but you would expect them to do so. So you might see a call here where they're looking to get 4, 5, 6 yards to keep the playbook wide open. Ibarreta rolling to the near side, throws to the flat, has a man, back across the middle, shouldering forward, and it's 1st down yardage. A big play there by Edward Booth. Eddie Booth. Booth, I like that name. It's awesome. 1st and 10. Ball at the Mark Morris 48-yard line. Decker Bartel on the sideline currently. High snap. Ibarreta keeps it, cuts it up, shoulders into contact, nears the 45-yard line of Washougal. Stop down at the 46. 2:39 to go. Clock running. Mark Morris looking to finish this drive with the ball and possibly with a touchdown to win this ball game. Field goal could tie. Washougal still with 2 timeouts. And the snap goes to Ibarreta. Ibarreta jump cuts in the hole, has a 1st down and more out to the 35-yard line. Clock is going to stop to reset the change. But a great jump cut there. Back inside, Ibarreta not afraid to put his nose in the pile. Elliott still on the sideline here on this 1st down, and we're going deep. We got an underthrown ball, but it's nearly hauled in. It's incomplete. Decker Bartel, the intended receiver. That ball just hung up there a little bit too long, and the safety was able to come over a little bit late, and cornerback and Bartel both going up for that jump ball and neither coming away with it. But you love to see the freshman taking a shot with one of his weapons as Nelson checks out. Bartel checks back in, or excuse me, Lewis checks back in. Hernandez Ruiz, the running back, slot to the near side, 2 tight ends. And it's a direct snap keeper. Ibarreta wiggling past the 30, has got about 6 yards. So a 2nd and 10 turns into a 3rd and very manageable, where you have a lot of plays available. Under 2 minutes to play now in the ball game. 1:49. And the Monarchs are going quick. Ibarreta, the same play. And he's short by about a yard and a half, and we're going to get a timeout. So not necessarily the ball game here, but it's going to be a pivotal 4th and 2 upcoming for Mark Morris. 17-14, officially a minute 41 left on the game clock. Again, fans, thank you so much for watching our free live stream coverage. Consider a donation to your host, Venmo or PayPal. Venmo preferred, PayPal acceptable. I'd like to thank our great sponsors again, Ryan Littlefield at Edward Jones Financial and Cowlitz PUD. And of course, all of you at home helping support the dream. Got plenty more football action to come throughout the season. Next week will symbol the halfway point of the year. 4th down here for Mark Morris. It was a big 4th down stop by Casey Crosby on a 4th and goal to go from the 1 on the last drive the Monarchs had. 4th and 2 this time. Ibarreta checking the sideline. And Washougal not tipping their hand on defense. But they've look to be coming, and there is a movement here. Looks to be a false start on Mark Morris. And they're going to back up 5 ahead of this crucial 4th down. So now 4th and 7. Man, these are the tough positions to be in here. If you're head coach Mike Peck, you down in distance of 4th and 2, you can do just about anything you want. Now on 4th and 7, this is why these guys get, paid the big stipends here. Can you still run the ball on 4th and 7? And that's where the Monarchs have been making their money in the second half. Motion out, they're going to throw it. Under pressure, screen ball far side, and it's tipped up in the air, incomplete. Daniel Kobayashi can't haul it in, and Washougal will take over with a minute 37 left in the ball game. And there's a flag on the far side after the play. Unsportsmanlike on Washougal. The Panthers are still going to take over. It was after the play. But they're going to start this drive with a minute 37, 15 yards closer to their own end zone. Man, tough situation there for Mark Morris. Played such a clean game so far for the most part. Big penalty there on that 4th and 2. It's not the deciding factor of the ball game. Just one of those plays that you wish as a player you could have back. If you wish as a coach you can have back, but you can't. You got to move on. Handoff. Washougal looking to bleed the clock out with a 1st down, and they've done it. Out to the 40-yard line goes Royce Jones. The Monarchs will have to burn a timeout, but mathematically this ball game is over with some successful kneel downs. Washougal 1st and 10 at their own 40-yard line. Timeout by the Monarchs. They've got one remaining. Man. Player of the game, folks. We got to start thinking about it. I need some votes, if you could, in the live stream comment section, but I'm looking at a couple names here. I'm looking at Royce Jones being the first, and I'm looking at Casey Crosby as the other. Casey Crosby came down with the go-ahead touchdown back in the third quarter, but more than that, came away with a huge stop on 4th and goal, a tackle for loss in the backfield. Crosby might actually be the choice here. But I know what a great game that Royce Jones has had. I mean, do the Panthers win this game without Royce Jones? Jones protects the football. He's down at the original line of scrimmage after the first down run. It'll be 2nd down and 10. So 1:24 left in this ball game here, and Mark Morris is out of timeout, so 2 kneel downs should get us out of here. Woodland leads Columbia River 17-7 ahead of this 2nd down and 9 play. So we're looking at some scores around the area. I saw one that I just couldn't believe, but Montesano just putting it to Napavine. Toss play going far side, and it's another 1st down. That'll salt the game away as long as the ball stays in possession of the Panthers. And it does, down at the 44-yard line. Now the Panthers can go into victory formation. They're going to improve to 3-1 overall on the season, 2-0 in the GSHL. Mark Morris 0-4, 0-2 in GSHL play. They got to hit the road for 2 more. Going to Hudson's Bay next week and then going to Ridgefield the week after. So no rest for the wicked if you're Mark Morris. And we've got a kneel down at the 50-yard line, and that's going to do it. What a ball game, though, here tonight, folks. And the first 2 games, I mean, the Kelso game against Mark Morris was competitive. Always great to see a competitive game, but man, tonight was uber competitive. Both of these teams playing their hearts out, and you know, you feel bad for the Monarchs to have a chance to win this ball game, but you gotta love their fight, determination, and their heart, never giving up. You gotta really compliment Washougal here tonight. You know, after starting strong, ahead 10-0. You know, to come back, go in the locker room, still leading by 3, 10-7, but you fumble on your first possession. Mark Morris goes down and scores. They make you pay, and the composure that the Panthers had to go down the field and respond, huge. Mark Morris did the same thing, and, you know, the difference in this one is just a couple plays, just a handful of plays, 2 or 3 here and there, and you got yourself a different ball game and a different result. Final in this one, 17-14, Washougal with the win. And as I mentioned, if you weren't around for it, but 3-1 now for Washougal on the season, 2-0 in the Greater St. Helens League. Congratulations. You guys have a safe trip home. Have a safe trip home. I will definitely. All right. We are going to get to the Cowlitz PUD post-game show. Cowlitz PUD providing customers safe, reliable, cost-effective hydroelectricity since 1936. Again, welcome to our Cowlitz PUD post-game show. Final score here tonight, from Longview Memorial Stadium. The Washougal Panthers 17, Mark Morris 14. I mean, it was the type of game that score indicates. It was a tough, hard-nosed game for both teams. Both teams running the football super hard. Royce Jones, broke off a couple of spectacular runs to where he just kept the legs churning underneath of him, and he turned water into wine a few times out of the Wildcat formation, scored a touchdown early in the first quarter on the Panthers' first drive of the game after holding the Monarchs. That 10-yard run, very impressive. I don't know if it was even the most impressive run that he had tonight, because he had another fourth down conversion. He didn't get to the end zone, but it was one of those Marshawn Lynch Beastquake type runs to where he's lost in the mix for 5 or 6 guys around him, and then all of a sudden he comes out of the back end and it turns into a touchdown saving tackle for the Monarchs. But great night overall for Royce Jones. Had to be over 100 yards easily. I don't have stats here with me, but a 32-yard field goal is the difference in the ball game. Ultimately, Grant Cowart, perfect on PATs, 2 for 2, and that big field goal there. Aaron Ibarreta, great ball game. Starting quarterback, a freshman for Mark Morris. 5-yard touchdown run. Did a great job of getting the Mark Morris Monarchs in position multiple times to convert a few opportunities. And that's just the difference between some teams is, the experience factor and, being able to cash in on those couple of opportunities that you don't get very often. But, a big 4th and 2 at the goal line, gave Mark Morris a chance to run the football in. They went with I formation. It was the first I formation play, and I think the only I formation play that they ran all game. And Casey Crosby for Washougal came around the edge and stopped that play in the backfield. Mark Morris was dinged up a little bit tonight. Avery Elliott and Decker Bartell both kind of taking some tough hits and tough tackles to the ground. Ultimately, Kevin Hernandez-Ruiz helped come through at the running back position. He scored in the third quarter from 7 yards out. That gave Mark Morris the lead, and Casey Crosby gets the go-ahead touchdown as well as a big tackle on defense. A 7-yard touchdown catch from Tripp Leifson, and that was the final score in the ball game back in the third quarter. A stalemate in the fourth. Both teams playing super hard, laying it on the line, but ultimately the Monarchs come out way just short. And they're going to head on the road next week to take on the Hudson's Bay Eagles down at Kiggins Bowl. And then they're going to be on the road at Ridgefield on the 10th. We're going to be down at that game at Ridgefield on October the 10th. Next week, we're going to be over at Kelso High School for Evergreen at Kelso. So it's time to name a player of the game. Oh, man. Oh, this is tough, honestly. I really think that if you broke this game down into 2 separate halves, I think your first half MVP would easily be Royce Jones. I think your second half MVP would be Casey Crosby for Washougal. Yeah, I mean, I have a hard time picturing this game being won, though, without Royce Jones. I really do. I hate picking someone over the other. I usually like to leave the fans up to these votes and stuff, since no one typed anything in from the Washougal side or anybody else that was watching for that matter. That's okay. You don't have to do that. I'll make the executive decision. I'm going to go Royce Jones. I don't think that the Panthers would win this game tonight if it wasn't for Jones, and his running ability proved to be a huge difference maker in the ball game. He was extremely valuable in the short yardage situations. I do think Crosby is like that 1B player. Like, he's just a sliver below that. So great job to both of those gentlemen. But tonight's Cowlitz PUD player of the game, Royce Jones, a 10-yard touchdown run in this one, and some other critical plays along the way. No. Next ball game again next week, Friday night at Kelso High School. It'll be the Evergreen Plainsmen taking on Kelso at 7 o'clock from Schroeder Field and Ed Lelanen Stadium. That is going to wrap things up for me up here in the press box. Appreciate everybody tuning in to tonight's live stream action. Again, appreciate our sponsors at Cowlitz PUD and at Edward Jones, Ryan Littlefield's. Final score again, Washougal 17, Mark Morris 14. It was one hell of a ball game. I appreciate everybody for watching. Again, if you could, make sure that you're following us on all of our live stream and social media platforms. And again, if you have some spare schmeckles and you want to tip your host, it's Venmo or PayPal at N2 Media. Again, at N2 Media. You see a slimmer, more handsome version of me and Ashton Harvey kind of blurred in the background there. That's proof that I do stuff for Mark Morris, by the way. Proud Monarch, Ashton Harvey. All right, you guys are the best fans in the world. Washougal, thank you guys for tuning in to tonight's ball game. And you can go back and rewatch at any time. We'll be seeing you guys again next Friday, 7 o'clock from Schroeder Field. Kickoff between Evergreen at Kelso. Nick Sisson on behalf of N2 Media saying thank you again and so long. Have a great weekend. And congratulations, Washougal. Final score, 17-14.